Yeah, it's your boy Trillionaire Chuck. Man, I ain't been on here in a minute. I said I was not gonna do a live until we got to 5,000 subs. But hold on, y'all. Okay, so apparently it seems Trillionaire Chuck dropped the ball on the tape. Okay, so that's why I'm here to make things right. If you haven't done so already, please scan the QR code. Like and subscribe to the content. It goes a long way. We're still trying to get those 5,000 subscribers, okay? Christmas is around the corner, y'all. Don't play yourself, okay? Do not play yourself, all right? Chuck is giving away money when he gets to the 5,000 subscribers, So don't cheat yourself. Instead, treat yourself. But let's get into it. Okay, so my boy El Rashad had hit me. Last episode I talked about Dak leading. Last season he led the NFL in interceptions with 15. I was wrong. He had 9 interceptions in 2023. Okay. Source from ESPN.com confirmed that. All right. It was actually, I think, Josh Allen that led the league last season with 23. Not 23, I think it was 18 interceptions, I believe. I'm not sure. Okay. So, in the interest of fairness, we're going to do stats from 2023. We're going to put Dak up against Jared Goff, who him and Goff were in the same draft class, okay, in 2016, when they both came in the league in 2016, okay. We're going to put Dak up against Patrick Mahomes stats, Joe Burrow stats, and Lamar Jackson, okay? We're going to see if he was, in fact, the best stat-wise. Not team. We're going to take team success out of this, okay? We're going to take team success out of this, all right? We're just going to do it based off the numbers, okay? We're going to do it based off the numbers. So, Dak Prescott in 2023, according to ESPN.com, and remember, it's 17 games in the regular season, okay, in the NFL, for those that don't know, and that's coming from operations.nfl.com, okay? Dak Prescott played 17 games. He had, his total yards for 2023 was 4,516. He threw 36 touchdowns. He had 9 interceptions. He had a QBR rating of 72.7. And his yards per attempt was 7.7. Okay. So, Patrick Mahomes played 16 games last year, right? I think he sat out for the final game because they was gearing for the playoffs. Okay. He had total 4,183 yards thrown. His yards per attempt was 7. He threw for 27 touchdowns. He had 14 interceptions, and he had a QBR rating of 63.1. Now, I'm not going to do Joe Burrow for 2023 because he only played 10 games, and he was playing with a torn wrist ligament. So I want to give Joe a fair shot. We're going to do his stats from 2022, okay? When he played 16 games, he threw for 4,475 yards passing. He averaged His yards per attempt was 7.4. He threw for 35 touchdowns, threw for 12 interceptions. He had a QBR rating of 60.8. Okay. So if you remember from the last episode how the QBR rating goes, I believe it's the higher the number, the better. Okay? So now, we have Lamar Jackson, who played 16 games. He threw for 3,678 yards. His yards per attempt was 8. Threw for 24 touchdowns. Had 7 interceptions. He had QBR rating of 64.7. Okay. Jared Goff, he played 17 games. He threw for 4,575 yards. His yards per attempt was 7.6. He threw for 30 touchdowns. He had 12 interceptions. Okay. Josh Allen, he played 17 games. He threw for 4,306 yards. His yards per attempt was 7.4. He threw for 29 touchdowns. He had 18 interceptions. His QBR rating was 69.6. Okay. So we look at these numbers. We're going to put them side by side, okay? Side by side. Hold on, y'all. Alright, schemers. Okay. So, when we're looking at these numbers, did anybody throw more yards than Dak in 2023? Jared Goff did. Did anybody throw more touchdowns than Dak in 2023? No, no one did. Okay. Did anybody have fewer interceptions than 9 in 2023? Lamar Jackson did. No one had a higher QBR rating than Dak. And no yards per attempt. Lamar Jackson had more yards per attempt than Dak. So, since we took team success out, we're going to see which categories Dak Prescott really wins to see if he's actually was the number 1 quarterback in 2023. He didn't throw the most yards because that goes to golf, so that's an X. He threw for more touchdowns than all of them, so he gets a check right there for touchdowns. We do yards, passing. Okay, yards per attempt. Who does he beat? He had 7.7. 3. He loses in that because he loses to Lamar Jackson. So that's an X right there. Because Lamar had 8. Alright, interceptions. Who had fewer than 9? 6. No, we're not counting 2023, so we're not going to match that. Because if we would have threw 2023, then Joe would be Dak in that category. Lamar Jackson beats him in that. So, because Lamar Jackson threw 7 interceptions and Dak threw 9. So, he lost in that category. QBR rating. So, Dak has 72.7. Does anybody have a higher QBR? Damn, hold on. Let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. Hold on. So yeah, so okay. So according to NFL.com, a score around 85 serves as an indicator of a winning percentage near the .500 mark. A score above 85, your team is more than likely winning with rather than a spite of their quarterback. So according to en.as.com, they say a score of 75 is typically considered excellent for QBR, while a score below 25 indicates a subpar performance. So again, the higher the QBR, the better. Okay. Dak had 72.7. My homeboy had 63.1. Burrow, even if we're gonna do his 2022, he the highest he had 60.8. Lamar Jackson 64.7. Jared Goff 60.3. Okay, check them out. Out of these categories, so for total passing yards, Dak loses that to Goff. So Dak lost to Jared Goff in that category. Okay. He threw the most touchdowns last year. Okay. So we'll give him that. We'll give him his points for that. Yards per attempt, he loses that to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson had 8 last year. Interceptions, he loses to Lamar Jackson. Because Lamar Jackson threw less interceptions. He threw 7. And Dak threw 9. QBR rating, he outbeat people. He beat everybody. Okay, so how many categories is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. Out of the 5 categories, Dak only wins in 2, and that's touchdowns and QBR rating. Okay. Lamar Jackson beats him in 2 of the categories. Yards per attempt and the least interceptions thrown. So both of them really are 2 for 5. You know what I'm saying? If Lamar Jackson threw the ball more, one could argue he might have passed Dak. See, here's the thing, though, too. You know, Dak played all 17. Lamar only played 16. So, he sat out, I believe, 1 game. Is Dak number 1, 2023? He probably... If Dak could have won in one more category, if he could have won in one more category, then I would have said yeah. I would have said yes, he's number 1 because he wins. He checks out 3 out of the 5, right? If I didn't throw Jared Goff in, if I take Jared Goff out, then yes, I would have said yeah, because he outbeats. He beat all the elite, what ones consider elite. So if you want to take, if one wants to prove their case, if one wants to say Jared Goff is not elite, I will probably put him in there because of how he's took that Detroit Lions team and turned it around. But one's going to say defense, and I still say their defense is trash. Everybody knows that. That's why their games is always high scoring. It's funny because they switched quarterbacks, and Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl with the Rams, but yet he's not even in this argument, right? That's for another time and another day. But like I said, if I would have took Jared Goff off, then yes, I would say Dak was the number 1 quarterback because he outplayed Patrick Mahomes, he outdid Joe Burrow, he outdid Lamar Jackson, he outdid Josh Allen. But because I threw Jared Goff in for the sake that, because when I was talking to my boy El Rashad, he said you really can't do Joe Burrow because he's still young. When did he come in? Because you remember Dak entered the league in 2016. Joe Burrow got drafted I believe in 2020. He was selected by the Bengals first overall in 2020 draft. So he was drafted in year 2020 with Tua Tagovailoa, Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert. So realistically, he's right. I can't really put Joe in this because, he's already 4 years behind the 8 ball, right? So when did Josh Allen get drafted? And Josh Allen got drafted. Let's see. He got drafted in 2018. So that's all. So Dak's third year, his third year in the league, that's when Josh Allen came in. Realistically, if we go off a draft class, is Dak the best in his draft class? You have Jared Goff that may be standing in his way because Goff had a Super Bowl appearance. Dak doesn't. That's one to decide. But the reason I say it's because of team success. And if we're going to just go off stats, that's something we would have to, add up and do for a later date. Because, like I said, him and Goff are in the same draft class. So, Josh Allen came in 2018. Lamar Jackson got drafted 2018. So him and Allen are part of that draft class. And then Patrick Mahomes, my homeboy, he got drafted. In 2017. So that's why we could do the comparison with Dak and homeboy because they're only 1 year apart. So yeah, he came in, and this is NFL.com. Let's see, Patrick Mahomes. Just want to be sure I'm clear. I'm right, actually. Yeah, 2017 draft, first round by Kansas City. That's my homeboy. Yeah. So that's why. That's why we could say Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, because they're only a year apart, realistically. Not a 2 year apart. Yeah, a year or two apart. So that's like, okay. But the only one that's on the same playing field with Dak is Jared Goff. That's why I threw him in there. So, he would hold the number one spot with Lamar Jackson. Him and Lamar Jackson last year, 2023, tied. Because they both checked 2 out of the 5 categories that makes an elite quarterback without the team success. Because if we're going to throw team success in, then one could say Lamar Jackson was the best quarterback last year because of team success. Okay? My stance on it is this. Without team success, Dak Prescott and Lamar Jackson are tied for number 1 quarterback of last year because they checked 2 out of the 5 boxes for stats. If I throw team success in, Lamar Jackson in 2023 had a better season than Dak Prescott because he took the Baltimore Ravens to the playoffs. Okay? That's my take. And I apologize for the take I did on the last episode, episode 37. So I want to get on here and make it right. Alright? But y'all be safe out there. It's hot as hell in Chicago. It's 90 degrees. I'm about to go see what single mom trying to. Nah, I'm just joking with y'all. Nah, I'm about to go kick back and relax, man. I got more stuff to do. I got more content to create. But yes, do check it out. And yes, so El Rashad, I'm sorry, my boy, he tied. If we're gonna go off stats, off the 5 categories, he checked 2 out of 5. Lamar Jackson checked 2 out of 5. Okay. So, because I threw Jared Goff in. If I take Jared Goff out, then yes, he would be number 1. If we're just going to do Burrow, Patrick, and Lamar. But because I threw Jared in there, he tied with Jackson. All right, I'm out of here.